Welcome back to my channel. I'm Steph, your resident chaotic crafter, and in today's video we are going to clean my glasses. We're looking at crochet hook hacks to make them more comfortable. Now if you follow me on my TikTok, the right TikTok, which is linked below, you'll see that I've just gone back into crochet and knitting, and obviously we have a little bit of RSI, repetitive strain injury. So I wanted to show you, I've seen a lot of these hacks on Instagram and TikTok, and I wanted to be like, hey, I can do that, but I can do it cheaper. And obviously we know this is probably not the case. So we're going to be testing out some popular ones. So let's take you down. These are in like size order because I've realized that I can't tell what size they are once I've put on these things. So we are looking at the Beauty Blender one. The one with the balls. Now I have hit a problem straight away here because I didn't look at the size on Amazon, and the ones you can find on Etsy like are a lot bigger balls, and I can't find them anywhere but Temu, and I refuse to buy to Temu. And the other hack that I have seen is wrapping basically a dishcloth around your hook, then you have a really big hook. Now one of my people commented maybe try changing the way you hold your hook into more of a pencil design, a pencil hold, and I'm trying, but my tension then goes off and I'm trying to undo like a decade and a half worth of crocheting technique. So that is what I wanted to look at today, because I don't think for any of the bigger hooks the balls won't fit on. So these balls are on a, like, they're really stiff. They're on a 4mm hook, and I think that's as big as we're gonna get. So, but I also want to try out these things as well, because I saw one of those in Etsy and I was like, oh, I wonder how it's going to help. So we're going to do a week of crocheting with all the different hook types, and I'll show you which one is the most comfortable. So that is a 3.5, so that's 4mm. Then this is 3mm, which goes here. And I do think one of my hooks is in use somewhere else. So for this one, the 3.5mm hook, I think we'll put on these. Now they slot on really well, and I would recommend then going writing on this. So I will link everything, I'll link affiliate links for these, but these balls are really small. I mean, they were quite difficult to get on the 4mm hook. So yeah, I'll carry on with that. And then we've got my 2mm and my 2.5mm hook. So I don't think we'll start with a 2mm hook. I think that'll be, they're a wee bit small. I think maybe you'd have to have a bit of glue to hold these on. Yeah, I think they would just fall straight off. So I don't think I'd ever do any crochet with anything that small, to be honest. And 2.5mm hook, again, I don't think I'd use anything that tiny, but they fit on. The 2.5mm hook fits on okay. So then let's stick on a cow on top, just to make it look a little bit cuter. Let's bring all these down a bit. So that is one hook. And again, because it's circular, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's quite good for a pencil hold. It's like a nice thicker grip. So if you wanted, you could put another ball on the end. So yeah, I like that. That's okay. We just got to remember what hook sizes all of these are. And then, so let's see if I have enough. This one is, okay, so that's 6mm. I'm not gonna lie, that was quite difficult to get on. I don't know if a little bit of oil would help for that, because I think 4 and 4.5mm are quite common crochet sizes for like what I use. So I've just got this, which is a awl. Now I think if you had a little bit of lubricant, this would go through a lot better. So I don't know if it'd be better with like, because they're two different shapes, or have it like this. We'll try two different pink ones. We may as well try the different shapes and the different varieties, because these beauty blenders are quite cheap. Then obviously I have to now go try and find some projects that require a 4.5mm hook. Okay, so these are the hooks that we'll be testing out during the week. I mean, that is just, it's squishy. I really do like it. It's really, I do like that. That is nice. And I have been using this one, and again, it's a bit more solid. So let's put all these hooks away, and I'll take you along with my crochet journey for the week. So hopefully I'll be able to find some decent TV that I want to watch that will encourage me to sit down and crochet in the evenings instead of getting distracted. Now, one of the ways I have tried to stop the pain in my wrists is by learning how to crochet differently, but honestly, it's so hard to overcome the muscle memory of doing it the way you were taught. So I taught myself to crochet with, I think, Crochet for Dummies and Knitting for Dummies, because I learned in, I think 2007, I think 2007, so just before I went to university. And the internet was not the same back then, not gonna lie. It was a different world. And I honestly don't know if the internet has improved where I lived before. It was quite rural. And why did you learn? How did you learn to knit and crochet? For me, it was going into the shops and seeing all these beautiful scarves and be like, oh my God, I can't afford any of this, because I was just a kid. And it's all so expensive, I can't afford it. Maybe I could make some of these scarves, that would be fun. And I've always been sort of like drawn. I've never classed myself as creative. Like, my writing's always been really scruffy. I've struggled with colouring in. Like with the traditional arts and crafts, I've never been very imaginative. And it's not something that's run naturally in my family either. So I never grew up around any sort of knitting and crafting relatives, to be honest. So I never had that influence growing up. So it's something I really had to sort of try and pursue on my own. And I'm really glad I did, because it's just, I mean, I picked up the crafts on and off over the years. I remember I went to university in Glasgow and I joined a Stitch and Bitch. And I was so shocked at how like cold the group was. It was so unwelcoming. I don't know if it's just because I was young and like a university student and they were like older, because I've always like tried to integrate myself into areas when I've moved. Something to do, you know, people to talk to. And I don't know if this group was just established, and they didn't really speak to me at all. And I was like, I just felt so isolated. And I was like, oh my God, is this what it is? Because online people are so friendly, and yeah, I was a little bit shocked, and I obviously never went back. So, well, and it's annoying because my university didn't have like a crafting club, and now it's so popular. Like if you're going away to college, university, I do think there's like just way more, like crochet's so big now. It's been opened up to like a whole new generation. It's so amazing. Like people are so much more free to be who they are. So far, this is just so comfy. I don't feel like my wrist is tightening up as much. And I don't know if it's just easier. I know this, I get a bit of pain here because I think I'm gripping this so tight. I do think I want to get one of those crochet tension rings. If you have one, does it help? Because obviously with my knitting, I'm a thrower. I learned the English style, and I can't relearn continental. That means I'm honestly a slow knitter and a slow crocheter. And I'm really grateful for that, because I do worry about the fast element of these. crafts, because I do think it is about taking time to slow down, to really imagine what you want to create. That level of difference and individuality, I do think, should come through in your project. And I don't know if producing crochet items in such a fast way is really good, maybe? Or maybe just producing so much content just for social media. But then if you have a business, a crochet business, I assume you do want to be able to churn out projects. And if you've got the demand for it, then that's amazing, isn't it, really? But for me, I do think it is about taking time to getting my brain to switch off a bit, to zone out, to maybe watch like a TV show or listen to it, because I watch my hands when I crochet. And about just thinking like, I wonder where this project is going to take me. Will I like this project? Let's kind of use up our yarn stash and start buying yarn, which honestly I've not bought any yarn for the longest time. I've been really good, but then I have just been buying fabric instead. Now I'm sure you will be surprised by this, but these are obviously a pretty popular set, and I can't remember where I got all of these hooks. I'm probably Amazon, if I'm honest. Again, I like the feel of the silicone grips. The rubber, it feels nice in my hand, but again, there's just not enough hook to hold on to. So then again, as I'm crocheting, my wrist gets sore. I think it's possibly the way I crochet is the repetitive motion. So let's put these in here. So now we're getting up into the good ones. So I'm sure you've seen these on Etsy. I don't know where they're all getting the balls from, but these are only like 1.5 centimeter balls, and I stuck them on the metal hooks. Again, because they are such small balls, they still don't give enough grip. I do think though, these are, I do think they're super cute and like good in a pinch. And I like the fact that they're silicone as well. I think if these were like big balls, I think we'd be grand. So next up is the weirdly shaped balls, hexagons, ergonomic, these funny shaped balls. This is a lot comfier because they're quite a bit wider than the silicone, the little balls. So there's a lot more to grip onto. I like the fact that my fingers sort of fit in around the shapes. So that feels nice. So yeah, I'm happy to sit and crochet with this, but again, only for about half an hour before my wrist then does start getting sore. I am trying to incorporate more exercises and stretching before I crochet, like, you know, try and build up that sort of tolerance. Now, I'm sure you have seen these. These are the Furls crochet hooks. And no, they're not as comfy as you think they're going to be because this is so long. I end up having to grip it a bit further down. These are for show. I had another one, a green one, and it snapped within a couple of uses. This is 4mm and it's such a narrow point here. I know this is going to snap, so I don't use this anymore at all. It looks nice, it feels okay, but not like my fear of it breaking makes like my crochet session feel very tense and stressed. So that's just for, don't buy those. Just don't. Like, save your money. So now we're getting into the good ones, and it honestly it's a toss up. this I got from a seller on Etsy, which I will link below, because it is an interchangeable set. And it's amazing. It's a nice wooden crochet hook and it's just so beautiful. This is so comfy. I love it. My hand fits around it really nicely, and I can crochet with this for hours. And yeah, I think this is one of the best hooks. I think the set was about, you're probably looking just under 50 quid. This is something that you could possibly save up for because it's about £50. I love it. It was a Christmas present, and this is definitely my top 3. And I wish I reached for it more, but I'm an idiot and I forget to put on what hook size I have with each project, which I am going to start doing. I'm going to make some stitch markers, and each project bag will have what hook size it is, so then I can reach for this more often. So yeah, that is definitely like one of my top 3. And then we have these two, and honestly these are your lovely cheap options. And in second place comes the really simple, I'll show you what it is. This is a dishcloth that I made, a crochet dishcloth, and you just get your hook. I folded my cloth in half because it's so big. Maybe you could make something custom, and you folded it, rolled it round, and look how thick that is. And like, has cost me nothing but the yarn and my time and a bobble. And this is fantastic. I can crochet with this for hours. It's really nice, and like, it's so thick, so if you have a bigger hand, you can maybe just make a big cloth. You have a small hand, make a smaller cloth. Like, you can customize them for what you need. And I went through a phase of making tons of dishcloths, which now come in really handy since my son uses tons of them. So yeah, this is my second favorite method. So hands down, the winner is the beauty blenders. I got like a pack of like 8 or 10 on Amazon for like less than £10. And when I tell you, oh, look how honestly, it's so squishy. I love it. I love this. This is amazing. And I have quite a few of my hooks that now I have changed over to these. So these are just, the crochet hooks themselves are just a really cheap set off Amazon. Honestly, I'll have them linked below. I think this is, oh yeah, this is a size 6 hook, 6mm, and I wrote down the size on it at the end. I do think 6mm is probably gonna be your limit because it's a wee bit big. Look, this is so comfy because I can grip it and like, it just feels nice. The beauty blenders themselves are nice and soft. My hand fits in this little gap here really nicely, and then I can have them as far away from the end of the hook as is comfortable for me and my crochet style. You could use it as a pencil because it is so grippy. So if you have a pencil grip, again, this would work really well. And then it fits really nicely in your hand around here. So I think this is one of the cheapest options if you are looking for like something that's more ergonomic for long, like hours and hours on end crochet. And yeah, this hands down amazing. And honestly, I'm more impressed than I should be for how well this works, and has made me sort of fall back in love with crochet again. I will forever love handmade hooks though. Like, they will always hold a special place in my heart. And I can't lie, when I have looked at other like wooden and acrylic hooks, and I'm like, oh, look how beautiful they are. But then I'm like, but look how comfy it is. I can buy millions of beauty blenders for the same price. So yeah, that is my personal recommendations for ergonomic, comfy crochet hooks. Let me know if there's any I've missed out that you think are like, actually, these are way better than what you've talked about. Let me know and I will test them out, because I'm always here for new tools and supplies.